Okay, so now we have another box, same size as the one before this. Obviously, you are not going to be drawing these this big. I'm doing it this big so you can see what's going on. In order to do a cone, it's basically a cylinder that comes to a point at the top end, or the top of the height of the cylinder, but it decreases and becomes just a point. That's a cone. I guess everybody kind of knows that. All right, so how do we do this? Because the point of the cone is in the center of the cylinder, or the center of the circular base, we need to find the center point of the top. So we're going to do what we did before. We're going to use diagonal corners to find that center point. So it's right there. Everybody will see that, I'm sure. Then, in order to do our elliptical base, which is really circular, we do the same thing we did with the cylinder. We find the center of each side just by going to the vanishing point. And that gives us our tangent points, here and here. So now we draw our base in the base of the cone very carefully, making sure your curve does not touch anything but the tangent point. And you really do need to have a sharp pencil for this. And unfortunately, when I do the color, the pencils don't get as sharp as with a regular lead pencil. But when you're using your lead pencil, make sure you make it nice and sharp. All right, so we have a nice curve in here. Clean that up a little bit because it looks a little messy. Okay. And then remember what I said about how to fill this space. This distance has to come into this space. All right, so that means this has to be almost the same distance. If we were to take this curve and fold it a little bit more, then that'll bring that curve out to where it belongs. See? I don't know why. I never thought of it before, but I'm glad that I did at this point so that I can teach it to you and have you understand how to get to where we have a nice ellipse. Now, this should not be a point here. This should be a curve. We're dealing with a circle that has been squished, and there are no points in a circle. So we have our ellipse now, and all we have to do is go from the tangent point of the ellipse right here, and we draw our cone. Now I'll draw this in color so you can see it. And you'll notice here where the ellipse comes into, or where the side of the cone comes into the ellipse, there's just a slight curve on it. It's not a sharp angle. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this. Just a slight curve on it. And you can even put just a little slight curve at the top of that point too, of the cone. And there you have your cone. Not too difficult.